Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to my somewhat infrequent series that I have entitled Unique Games. And today, in this installment, I have to admit, I don't necessarily believe that these games, and there's three of them, really qualify as unique games, but they are unusual for sure. So I thought, why not include them? Because I was kind of, grasping at straws for the next game to include in this series. But the games in question here are the Burger King games. If anybody remembers when Burger King released three games, these are from, I guess, roughly 2006. These are the three games. You have Sneak King, which was sort of like a third-person adventure-style game where you basically sneak around as the Burger King king and try to hand deliver Burger King food to the people. And we have Big Bumpin', which was essentially a bumper car game. Interesting. It's fun at times. At other times I'm like, what the hell am I doing with my life? And then last but not least, PocketBike Racer, which if I had to say, as far as fun is concerned, this is probably the funnest of the group. It's probably the most fun. Is funnest a word? Yeah, PocketBike Racer is probably the one that you can get the most time out of. So let me go back through them here and talk about them a little bit more. And we'll start with PocketBike Racer. It is essentially, as the title would suggest, a game where you ride pocket bikes. You see the lady on the cover here with the bike. You've got some crazy characters back here. I'm kind of remembering some of these. It's been a few years since I played them. I bought these in 2010 after I got my 360. They were like $3 or $4 a piece, I think. And of course you got the king up there because he's in all the games riding little pocket bikes. And they're just kind of an arcade motorcycle racing style game with power-ups and all kinds of silly shenanigans that you can do. I'll read a little bit from the back of the case. That's kind of the best way to do this. The excitement of pocket bike racing without the lower back pain. Test your mettle over treacherous terrain such as the King's Garden. Race and battle among the vegetation of your favorite mystery man's garden. Then choose from among 5 other BK-inspired racetracks on which to foist your thrill-seeking ways. The Burger King parking lot. I think I really liked this particular level. Because you've always wanted to race a tiny bike through a BK parking lot. Don't worry about the virtual employees. They enjoy watching you have it your way. Ooh, company slogan. The Fantasy Ranch. The streets of cheese are nice, but Pocket Bike Mayhem is the true star of this course. And what better way to generate mayhem than by slinging rockets, disruptors, and other gadgets at your unsuspecting opponents. And the last little bit of this. Get off course in this low-riding Pocket Bike Dirtland adventure. This game has everything you hope for in a game of tiny motorcycle racing. Dirt tracks, extreme jumps, gadgets of destruction, Burger King characters. That's right, choose your favorite BK character, choose a bike and choose a track, and get racing in the only pocket bike pursuit game that lets you have it your way. Heavy on the advertising. Now this is the 360 version. I mention that because there's a little box up here at the top that says that this includes the 360 and original Xbox versions. There's only one disc in here, so I'm guessing that they just included it on the same disc. I don't remember in playing this there ever being an option to play the other version. Anyway, game number 2, probably my least favorite of the group, is Big Bumpin'. As I mentioned before, it's a bumper car style game. It has some neat looking courses. It kind of reminds me of looking at some of the really cool pinball layouts that you can find in like online pinball games. They're very colorful. You can kind of see the background on this. Lots of neon colors, lots of disco ball type situations. But it's just bumper cars, It's just running around on the track. I think there's different kinds of gameplay styles. Well, I guess this is a couple of them right here. Own the Puck. This is bumper cars on a mission, and that mission is to keep the disc away from the pack of puck-crazed drivers. Last man standing. The object here is pretty simple. Always get the last smash. Power Surge. Attention fans of electricity, this is the game you've been waiting for. It doesn't explain much about that mode. Bumpin' Hockey. Bumper cars and hockey. Why hasn't anyone thought of this before? It's just take bumper cars and then throw a bunch of different game modes into it. It's the one that, like I said, I easily get tired of the quickest. And then there's Sneak King, and this is the one that I assumed in the beginning when I first saw these, and then when I actually bought them, I assumed that this was the one I was going to enjoy the most and probably play the most. And then it ended up being PocketBike Racer. But Sneak King is unusual, to say the least. The majestic master of sneak invites you to go behind the mask. The game is sneaking. The objective is surprise. Here's your chance to step into the royal shoes of the king and silently unleash your hot sandwiches on the hungry citizens of this famished world. All of your covert gaming skills will be put to the test as you try to fill the role of the slickest sneaker on the planet, the Sneak King. You don't follow in the king's footsteps in this game, you make royal footsteps of your own, or royal crouch marks, or royal imprints inside hiding places. However you like to sneak, you can have it your way. Wow. Wow. Your stealth and dexterity will be stretched to their limits as you sneak up on hungry citizens and dole out tasty sandwiches with a flourish worthy of the king. And yeah, that's about the best way to sum up this game. These pictures probably won't be the greatest, but here you have the king literally in like a can of trash, waiting to spring out on the unsuspecting lady there and offer her a Whopper or a breakfast sandwich of some sort, which you see in this picture. There he is with a plate with a Whopper on it that he's springing on this poor gentleman right here. And then in this picture here, you literally see him sneaking up on this person behind, or that he's coming up behind. Because the objective of this game, like I said, is to sneak around and try to give Burger King food to these people in these different situations, whether they're on a construction site, whether they're in I think there's like a neighborhood one, there may be a couple of different maps, I don't recall off the top of my head right now, but you're supposed to get the food to them without them seeing you, because apparently they're going to be pissed off at you if the iconic Burger King is trying to come up behind him all creepily like a stalker. But if you can get up to them successfully and spring the Whopper or whatever food item you have on them, then they'll be happy and accepting of it. Like I said, I guess that's probably the one that most qualifies as a unique game, or at least as an unusual game, would be Sneak King. But I don't think, if you've got a 360, and especially if you've got a kid, when my daughter was only 4 or 5, she played some of these games. They're really easy for the kids to pick up and play, and they're pretty mindless fun for that particular audience. For me, the racing game is fun, the bumper car game not so much. Sneak King is just weird enough that every once in a while you gotta sit down and try to throw a Whopper in someone's face. So anyway, hope you enjoy this installment of Unique Games, and I'll see you in the next video if I can find something else that's going to match up with that. Alright, thanks a lot for watching.